Welcome to episode 7 of NFT Shake. We are the Solana NFT channel. We look at how to make money on Solana NFTs. We look at the coolest new mints. We look at the coolest new NFTs that we're in. I'm here with Dan. Say hello, Dan.
Hi, everyone.
I still have a cough. It's really annoying. Sorry if I cough on stream. So we start off by looking at what we've been talking about, projects we like, projects we've invested in. We start off by doing a catch up, and the first one is Panzer Dogs. Take it away, Dan.
All right, yeah. So this is a tank battle game, 3-on-3, player versus player. We spoke about it probably every episode so far. It is cool, it is addictive. They've got a new season just started yesterday. So if you play, you have 24 hours to play the first session. There's 6 sessions, consecutive days. So you get to play 25 games, and the top 10 players win some Solana, and in this case, it's some whitelist spots for a special skin drop. So just really a mini series, this one. But there's been a big change. So up until now, you had to have a dog avatar to play. As of yesterday, anyone can play. You don't need a dog.
So what's the advantage of having a dog avatar now then?
So when the game actually fully launches, there'll be bigger advantages. You'll earn faster with an actual Panzer Dog. But the idea is they just want to bring in way more players to the space and to the game. So I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it.
Doesn't that kind of stop it being an NFT game and defeat the whole purpose of it, maybe? Or?
Well, you can, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's why I'm not too sure how I feel about it. So you can just start playing, earn scraps, which is their in-game token. Once you can then use scraps in the game and to buy tanks, tank parts, and skins and things like that, or change into Sea Panzer, which is the or just Panzer, which is the their other tokens. They have two tokens within the game. Scraps has an unlimited supply, and Panzer will have a limited supply. So yeah, immediately as soon as I heard this news, I thought, wow, people are gonna start buying these. Buying more Panzer Dogs, but they just haven't. If anything, the floor's come down a little bit.
Why would they do that when they don't need one to play?
Yeah, I just thought because they're now saying that they're going to increase the royalties on the Panzer Dogs. So at the moment it's 5%, and they're going to change it to 10%, and then 100% of those royalties are going to go to the Panzer Dog DAO, and then feed back into the game or into the owners of the Panzer Dogs. So the idea will be they'll use those royalties from the DAO to sweep the floor, and when they sweep the floor, they'll burn the tanks. So they should become there'll be a smaller supply.
But as a gamer, what's the point in me buying a dog or a tank now that I can just earn a bit more?
Yeah, you'll earn faster. So,
right.
but they haven't had IDO yet, so the token hasn't launched. So we're yet to find out, how much value there'll be in the token. But yeah, not sure how I feel about it. But get involved. Anyone can play now. I think just this is a great time to play and learn your skills, because this isn't. The prizes for this are just some whitelist spots and a small amount of soul, but the bigger prizes will be that the following season, like first season, I expect the prizes to be quite big, and you want to have your skills.
So each season has a prize pot, and that's what a season is all about. The prizes, basically.
So far, they've done it in seasons, yeah, and it's working quite well. It's a cool game. I mean, it's worth if you've got. It's basically takes an hour and a half, like every day, to play 25 games. So
it's quite a commitment.
Fair bit, yeah. But yeah, give it a go.
No, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks good. So Panzer Dogs. Anything else on that?
No, that's it for now.
Portals.
Okay, so Portals is the biggest Solana metaverse. I think, in my opinion, the Ivories are the major rooms. The Genesis cards, you have a small pod and grants you access to downtown. And as of this week, they have launched the standard citizen cards and confirmed that you will get a small space, a very small pod to put. You can decorate it, put your NFTs on the wall and
So
stuff
it's
like
not
that.
a cardboard box in the street then, because
No,
that was
you
my
actually get a
prediction.
pod.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Or a cell. Maybe a cell would be.
Yeah, it is very similar to a cell because it's quite small. So they gave away 35,000 standard cards. They're going about zero point 0.5, I want to say. If we go back,
Yeah, it's around 0.58, I think.
yeah. So I got 3. I sold 2 immediately for 0.75. I think these are probably going to go down to like 0.2. The idea is that just people have access, right? You get a pod, which is kind of cool. I can see these going down a little lower, so I just
But to
shifted
enter the metaverse, you don't even need this, right?
to get downtown. You've got to have one of these, yeah.
So you can't participate in the Portals metaverse without at least this card.
Yep.
Interesting. And what's the supply?
35,000 of these.
Okay, so that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's just the first drop. So there should be another drop of Genesis cards, which is another 5,000, and another drop of these. But really, I think they've said at the moment they're not putting a cap on how many standard cards there'll be. There'll be 10,000 Genesis cards. I want to say 10,000, maybe 20, but I think it's 10, and an unlimited supply of standard cards because really they want everyone to be in there, right? But for now, for the early adopters, you're gonna need one of these.
Great. Well, they don't want to be stopping people going in their metaverse who want to be there, right? But I think what you're likely to see is there will be exclusive events, and the people who've got even Genesis cards will be able to get in some, and then the people who've got the Ivory cards or whatever, there'll be even more exclusive events. So there'll be some kind of exclusivity. But I guess I could see the Portal standard citizen card going to 0 or close to 0, so anyone who wants to get in can. Because it doesn't make sense for them to stop people getting in there who want to check it out, right? Because they may upgrade to a better card.
Yeah. Well, maybe they give these a utility somehow. The standard cards, this ever-changing world that we're in, the NFT space is always changing. Maybe they do get some utility in the end, and then there becomes a cardboard box level card that is basically free. But up until now, yeah. So very soon they're doing the silver key hunt, which is I think part of why they're keeping it still a bit exclusive. But I mean, the downtown space is quite small right now. If there's 35,000 people running around down there, it'd be mayhem.
So you're going to have to share rooms with people. You're going to have to get some bunk beds in, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've already seen like characters standing on top of characters, which is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, if they've run out of space, I mean, the metaverse is full already. So you need to do something about immigration. They've run out of space. There's not enough pixels. Well, they should have thought about this at the start, really, shouldn't they? So, anything else on Portals?
Yeah, there's loads of cool stuff going on in Portals. So they're introducing all the 3D avatars, so you can bring in your own avatars, which I think we should do a whole episode on. Is which projects have avatars?
Yeah. Some of them are shockingly bad, aren't
they? I'm not a fan. There's one good one, but I won't talk about it yet. But
I'm not thinking of Portals. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good idea for an episode. Right, anything else on Portals?
No, let's move on.
Okay, this is NFT Shake. So for anyone who doesn't know, NFT Shake is a monthly subscription Solana service. So if you're too busy to do all the research in NFTs, we do thousands of hours of NFT research. If you want to get into NFTs but you don't have the time to research, you can pay from $49 a month on our subscription service, and we'll drop what we think are the best Solana NFTs into your wallet every month. So just go on to nftshake.io. You can sign up for the service there, or you can join the mailing list, and we will shortly be doing a weekly email with information intelligence reports. And something else you'll get with the Solana NFT Shake monthly service is we will help you and guide you through doing things like staking on the projects we've dropped you, give advice on when to sell and stuff like that. Anything to add there, Dan?
I'm just so psyched to get this going. It's still beta at the moment, but yeah, I'm just really keen to start buying some. There's situations where we could talk about Magnum AI in a bit, where that definitely would have been a prime purchase for everyone who was signed up. I mean, we both bought them. Had had we've had a few more people signed up, they would have got in on those, and they've 10x'd in 2 days. So yeah, just keen to get this started. So yeah, people sign up, and yeah, let's you could do it for a few months, see how it works, see if you like it, see if you like the guide that we give. So
yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun doing that, I think. Okay, so on to the next tab, which is Degen Dojo.
No. All right, so we're doing a challenge, 15 sold to $1 million challenge, and I got whitelist for this project, and I recorded it. We'll probably release that later this week when I've done a few more mints. And I got one of the worst. Show it. It's on the next tab.
He doesn't look like a trained killer, does he? Doesn't look like a trained killer.
I was so disappointed because there's some of them are so sick. I just wanted anything, just an animal, some gold, a decent weapon, and just one that looked cool. And I would have.
He's been testing out. He's got those. I've been testing a pen-looking tattoos on his chest there.
I just hated it, and I just thought I'm just selling it immediately. And so as soon as the marketplace opened, I put it up for 3.5, which would have been a nice profit. And this is when the network was a little slow, and it took me like 10 attempts to load it. By the time I'd loaded it, the floor was like 3. So I'm never going to sell this heap of shit at 3. Sorry for swearing. And then I got frustrated, and I proper paper handsed it. I sold it for 2.2.
You did? Oh, paper handsed it.
Paper handsed it. Yeah, that's
still a profit though, right?
Yeah, 2.2 profit after fees, and after I bought the whitelist, which was only 0.1. I made 0.2 Solana.
A profit's a profit. I mean,
terrible,
you didn't make a loss. That's simple.
I was so annoyed, and then I tried to buy some others. They were going so fast, and like ones that looked cool with like animals and gold and stuff. I just gave up and just thought I've had it with this project, and I knew it was going to do well, but I didn't think this one would do well. He recently sold for 12.
I mean, floor is floor, right? I mean, I think you could sell anything around the current floor or just below it.
Yeah,
right?
It was moving so fast. It was going down so fast. I just didn't want to be stuck with it because it was for the challenge. So I wanted the liquidity. I didn't want to lose that liquidity.
I think a lot of people, in fact, I'll include myself in this. I just buy floor. I mean, maybe I'll look for one that's a bit nicer, but a lot of the time I'll just literally just buy the cheapest one. Yeah,
I like to look at the rankings, and I want it to look. If it's going to be in my wallet, possibly on my wall in one of my, metaverse plays. I want it to look cool, and that's what I was thinking. Like, I wanted this on my wall in my Yakuza capsule in the Yakuverse, and there's no way I was having that turd on my wall.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is, other people, however bad it is, will buy it because it's floor probably. So you'll probably be able to sell it. Yeah. Even if you don't like it.
It's clearly a misstep. I proper paper hands it. I was intending to buy another one, but I couldn't. They were going so fast, the cool ones. I didn't get one. And then once they get to a certain price, but once they got to like 8, I was thinking,
I got into this at 12.9. And it's gone up to, it got as high as 18, 19?
Yeah, 18, yeah.
So it's now back to 15.6. I think this could be a good entry point if you want to get back in.
I said to myself that I'll get back into this at about 7. I'm expecting a slump, but now I'm not sure. Now there's a whole bunch of new projects that I'm interested in now.
Makes sense to focus on minting stuff, doesn't it? Just because the potential gain is like 100x.
But I wanted to share another misstep with everybody there.
Well, hold on. While we're on this subject, and I'll just come onto this tab quickly. This is Solradar, which is a site that you put me onto, where you can watch different projects and it will show you the floor price, but it shows you the 24-hour volume. You can sort of do this on Magic Eden, but it doesn't. I don't know if it works that well. We'll look at that on another day anyway. But so what I do, the reason I bought this for 12.9, which seems quite high, is we both look at a lot of the Solana channels. And we see what influencers are talking about. Then I go on here and I see, right, how much volume is there on this project? Now, these are all down over the weekend. I think NFTs can go down over the weekend. All week, this was, or when I bought this one at 12.9, The volume was high, and it was racing up really quickly, and influencers are all talking about it, and the Discord was very busy, so that gave me the confidence to buy it. Same with Cats on Crack. I got into that at 16. When I got into it, all the influencers were talking about it. People were like, "This is the best community I've ever seen," and the volume was very high as well. And same with Tombstoned High Society. I actually got into that at 18, so it's back down to where I got into it. I think it was 18. Back down to where I got into it now. So that was, again, everyone was talking about it. Community looked good, and influencers were talking about it. So that's been the criteria I've been using to get into some of these potential blue chips. I think it's really good, I think, to be in blue chips, because they, if you look at DeGods and stuff like that, they could go to I mean, they're starting to hit Ethereum collection prices. They're tens of thousands of dollars now. But what you said before is true. If you could have minted these and held on to 5 or 6 of them and paid, 1 sol or 2 sol to mint them, I mean, the multiples you're getting then is ridiculous. So that's definitely what I want to do. That's definitely the better play. But just the last week or two, I've just been trying to do this blue chip strategy, getting into blue chips a little bit later.
It's a good strategy.
So far it seems to have worked okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, solid.
So on to the next tab. Did you want to discuss Metawana now?
Yep. So this is a double game. It's a farming game and a battle game. So the second mint is live now. It's not. I don't think it's going to mint out. So they've sold about 2,000 out of the 4,420.
But so this one minting now, that's the second drop.
These are the baby buds. So you got the nugs are the first drop, then baby buds are the evolution of a nug, and then after that you have the full battle buds, but none of them are around yet. You'll need to evolve your baby bud into a battle bud. So
this is the collection that accidentally on purpose, but actually accidentally probably forgot to charge anyone for their initial drop.
Yeah, still unsure on that. So the first one was free. They called it a nug pull. It's pretty funny. And I mean, I believe in this project. There's good solid team behind it. The game looks good. The game is launching this week. So on the 20th of April, which is the date is 4:20. So at 20
That's
past
just
4,
coincidence, though.
4:20, the game launches, and they've got a lot of stuff going on. So I think these are going to go up. So I think it's a good time to buy. I think you can still buy a whitelist token and still mint at 1.25 because they just extended that. I don't know if that's passed now or not, but you could. The whitelist tokens are probably like 2 cents or something.
They might save yourself half a sol or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
So I minted 5 of these at 1.25. Picked up an epic. Spoiler alert for the mint video that's coming up in the week. So yeah, I just think probably worth. So the nugs you can pick up for like 0.7. If you just scroll down a little bit, what are they now? What's the floor there?
0.85.
0.85. Okay, it's gone up a little bit already. So
this is what's minting here, is it?
No. So those nugs, they're the Gen 1. And what's minting are the baby buds. So no baby buds are on the marketplace yet. They'll wait until
mint's finished.
Mint's finished. And they've got a countdown there. It's like 1.5 days to go. Whatever's left is getting burnt. So the supply of the baby buds is going to be limited.
So this is a fighting game, right? Eventually.
Yeah, farming game first, and then once you've farmed enough, you can evolve your baby bud into a battle bud, and then you can battle. So, I mean, it's a solid roadmap. I think it's got legs.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's go on to the next tab, which is BR1.
Okay, yeah, third person shoot 'em up. It just looks cool. I haven't played the game yet. I have a couple of the apes and now 2 droids. So they airdropped a droid for every ape that you own. So I had 2 apes. So I got airdropped 2 droids. There's going to be 7,000.
Doesn't Lucasfilm / now Disney own the word droid? I think a lot of these. Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of these. Well, they've got a trademark on it. I think a lot of these. There's going to be
Okay.
various copyright issues potentially with some of these.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean,
sorry, go on.
Metawana are definitely in trouble with a character called Skywalker with a lightsaber.
I mean, yeah, the only hope they've got is that they just won't notice, but eventually I think this could be a problem.
Probably, yeah.
Especially when you've got a ton of crypto. Disney's going to think, oh, how much crypto have they got? They're suable.
Yeah, well, I think they might have to name change that one, but
think they're
I
gonna
mean,
name change.
I don't know what they were definitely high when they came up with that name. So anyway, these I think it's important to mention that if you buy an ape now, you don't get the droid drop. That's happened. You don't even get the whitelist. The whitelist have also dropped now, so that snapshot's been taken. So I expected the floor to drop a lot more than it has. I think it was around 6.5.
6.9.
Okay, even gone up. I mean, the game looks absolutely solid. I love the idea behind it. I'll be holding on to my apes and droids. So I got because I had 2 apes, I got airdropped 2 droids, totally free.
So what do the droids do?
This is apes versus droids. So there's going to be 2,500 apes. There's only 2,500 apes, but 7,500 droids, unless it doesn't mint out, and then they'll burn some. And yeah, that's it. You need those to play the game.
So it's one group against the other. Or it's not all against all.
Yeah, I think it is all against all, but I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Maybe you can't shoot another ape. Maybe it is just apes versus droids. Don't know, but it's kind of how they're billing it. But I think it's important to mention that the airdrop has happened. So you also got whitelist. If you owned an ape, you got a free droid and a whitelist. But the whitelist is. There's no advantage other than a guaranteed mint, and the mint is 2
guaranteed
sol.
Mint of what?
Another droid.
So that's that. So when does that go live? Is that minting now? Oh no, 5 hours.
Yeah, it's quite complicated. So if you had an ape, you got a free droid. Then you got a whitelist token as well, where there's another 2,500 droids to be minted, and then after that, there's a public sale of another 2,500 droids, which are still 2 sol. For the public mint.
2 sol is pretty high mint. Isn't it?
2 sol is high. I won't be minting any. I've got my 2 free ones. I'm leaving it at that, and I don't think it will mint out at 2 sol.
So you wouldn't recommend anyone who's interested in this go and pay 2 sol now? Well, I suppose it's up to the individual, isn't it?
Really. Well, the apes are like the floor on the apes are like 6.9. We just said
Pretty high.
Yeah. And they've been around that for a while, right? So I expect the droids to be like hanging around the 2 sol mark. So I think you'd probably be able to pick some up for less than 2. When there's 7,500 of them as well. So there's 3 times the supply of the apes. They don't look as good as the apes. I think these will drop.
So just to say, I don't know if we mentioned it. This is a game where you earn sol for everyone you kill.
Yeah.
So if that appeals to you, maybe have a look at this. Although it's things are looking a bit expensive at the moment. Okay, anything else on BR1?
Nope. Let's move
on to Akari. This is something I was monitoring, was thinking of buying. It's at 8.75 now. This is an anime collection. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so I picked one of these up at 7.2, immediately went down to about 5.5. And
that special Dan effect.
I was considering getting rule of 3. Love getting 3 of something. Then you can sell one to make a bit of profit, and then just hold all the others.
Or you can just lose loads of sol because it all goes down and you get rugged.
So I feel
Hopefully
like
not.
Yeah, I didn't pull the trigger on these at 5.5, and so I got one at 7.2. Happy with that. I've been staking it. It earns about $4. You get 10 glow per day.
Can you convert them to?
Yep. Straight
so
to
they've got their
USDC.
own liquidity pool, or it's on Radium or something?
Yep. Nope. Their own pool. So you go onto the website. It's really clean, really smooth. I've never had a single failure. So you get 10 glow per day. Glow is so if you go to staking at the top.
I don't have
or
anything
maybe sorry, is there LP pool, something like that instead?
Glow up?
Yeah, what's that? Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the liquidity pool.
Yeah, it's honestly so slick. So last time I checked, Glow was 0.39. Don't know what it is on there at the moment, but does it say? Can't see it.
Don't think I can get a balance.
Well, it's about 40 cents per Glow. So you get $4 a day from staking, and they've just introduced this like missions or a quest where you can send your Akari off, and you basically you don't stake them. You send them off on a mission, so you don't get your glow each day, and it costs you 200 glow to attempt, while you're on this mission, to find a I want to say a scroll, but I always get this wrong. A charm, and
Don't want to get your charms and scrolls mixed up. That could be very embarrassing.
So I tried once, and so it cost me like $70. And
But these are emissions you're getting anyway, so it's not like you're really losing. I suppose you could just transfer them to USDC.
I could have just sold the USDC. Yeah, so I saved up the glow, and then is it about $70? I don't know, 200 glow, maybe $80. And
it says you get 1750 a day.
Oh no, that's the liquidity pool. So that's if you put your
in the farm. Oh, you can farm it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you are.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. I like the artwork. I'll be holding on to mine. So now my Akari's on a mission, and the minimum is 5 days. But you get like 3 attempts in those 5 days. But it's 200 glow a time. I didn't realize that. I thought I'd get. I thought I just would send him off onto the mission, and then 5 days later I find out if I got a charm. But what actually happens is you get 3 rolls for 5 days, and it costs you 200 glow each time, and we find a charm or you don't. But if you find one, you still have to wait the 5 days. So
what does a charm get you?
Well, they're going for 12 soul at the moment, and you earn an extra 10 glow per day if you have a charm.
And what are the odds of getting one?
There's 444, and it's a 10 to 1 shot.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get into this because it looks quite interesting, these kind of game mechanics.
You can also increase your chances by buying extra stuff. So you could buy a bottle of sake for 60 glow, and that gives you an extra 3% chance. And there's other things you can buy. So you can pretty much buy a charm. I think you can get to about.
So where can you do stuff like buy sake? Is that on here somewhere?
So you have to own the Akari, then you have to send them on the quest, and then pick the amount of days you're on the quest. Then you can buy the sake and stuff like that.
I would like to try this. I'd like to try Remnants as well, because that also has. I think this. So this has no graphics, right? It's just kind of.
No, it's you just click roll, it goes off into the blockchain, does its thing, and then you say like reveal whether you got one or not.
You send people off to do stuff in Remnants as well, but I remember seeing some more kind of cartoony graphics, but I don't know if it's just some web page images or if there's more to it than that. But it would be fun to check these out, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like to try stuff. I really wanted to get the charm because I really was only having one shot at it. I thought a 10 to 1 shot, $80. I just thought, well, it was free glow anyway that I've just staked and earned, so didn't really feel like gambling. But would have been.
You could have got USDC for that though, couldn't you?
You could, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I might get into that, and I'll report back next week. And anything else on Akari?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, MetaOps.
Right, this is pumped a bit. It went as low as 0.45. Now we're up at around 0.8. So
0.75 currently.
Aped into these at mint.
That was like 0.5, was it mint?
Yeah.
So you could still, if you wanted to get your money back, you could still make a little profit.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm in this to make money. I'm waiting. I'm holding. Patience is so important in this game, in the NFT space.
True, but also knowing when to get out and then reinvest the money.
This will have its day.
If you have a conviction, then you should definitely stay in.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I do regret not selling when they're all at 1.5, 1.7, obviously, because I had so many of them. I could have made my money back by selling 10 and then move that liquidity elsewhere. So I've got quite a bit of liquidity locked up in these right now. But happy to see they're constantly developing. They tweet every day. The game's looking good. People are playing it. I'm stopping 30 people from playing it because I'm holding 30 of them. Sorry about that, guys. But I believe in the project. I'm going to start selling them. No, I'm not holding that many. I did sell 3, so I'm holding like 27. So I'll be ciphering these off like around 1.4, 1.5. which would be a nice like 3x
Assuming it
pretty
goes
much.
that high, but
Yeah, it's going to have its day, and then I will wait when it gets to like 3, then I'll start selling a few more. It'll have its day. I'm confident. The way I'm seeing this is right now it's all about the PFPs. Everyone wants a blue chip PFP, and then they realize that will dry up soon, right? And then people want some other things to get
well, I
involved
think
with.
there's always going to be demand for PFPs because we need a PFP all over the place wherever we are online.
Yeah, everyone's going to need it, but once you've got your one, right? Once you've got your cat on crack, you're going to think why you're not going to want 10 different profile pics.
Yeah, then it's going to step down to having pictures of them on the wall in your metaverse apartment or even your real apartment or something, or a little picture frame. I was thinking of getting a picture frame that rotates through NFT images that I own. I think BitBoy has one on his channel.
I haven't watched him for a while, but
I'm kind of going off him a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm definitely up for that. That's a good shout.
But you're right. Yeah,
so want to invest in games, in play to earn games. It will happen.
Something I've noticed in the last week, you probably noticed it as well. Metaverse was the huge hype, more or less since Facebook announced they're going to be doing a metaverse thing. Everything exploded. Then what was that? 3 months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. And then in the last week or two, metaverse stuff, and I don't know if would you call this metaverse? This is like a game.
No, yeah, play to
gaming and play to earn. Metaverse, loosely connected, I'd say. They've kind of gone down a bit, and stuff like these potential blue chip collections, Cats on Crack, Degen Dojo, Tombstoned High Society, DeGods, stuff like that has really exploded. Now, that could be because of the OpenSea, because OpenSea have started selling Solana projects. That could just be a few of these very rich. You could be a below average Ethereum guy. You could come onto Solana and you'd be a whale instantly because stuff's so much cheaper. So we were discussing this earlier. What we think is just that some people are taking a little bit of that Solana cash and a little bit of that Ethereum cash, converting into Solana and aping into some of these potential blue chip collections. So that could be why that's happened. I guess people have kind of got a bit bored of gaming in metaverse for now. There's some kind of lull. Which
there's waves. It comes in waves.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So it could be a great time to buy then if you have conviction on gaming, on first-person shooters, on metaverse stuff. This seems to be the situation at the moment anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So anything else on MetaOps?
No, just want to keep an eye on. I think, hopefully a few people got in around the 0.45, 0.5. I think it was a good time to pick one up. 0.75 still could be good. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Great. It's got kind of a 90s feel to the artwork, hasn't it?
We slated it last week. It's not as bad as I thought. I just think they would have been so much better if they were proper avatar profile pics.
There's no face.
Yeah.
There's no real face.
I mean, that feels like a bit of a cheap way out, not having a face, because I think that's important. This is something that I've noticed, that the eyes of the character are quite important, or at least it has to have some emotion, and these are just emotionless. Yeah,
and that's why some of these collections we like. Degen Dojo, they've got character. They're interesting. Same with Cats on Crack. Same with all this. Right, on to the next one. House of Sparta.
Okay, really quick on this. So this is going to be a decent game. I'm fairly confident of that. The airdrops have stopped. The floor is 0.25. Now they're going to start.
That's very low.
Yeah, and you can pick up some rares. I mean, some of the creatures you pick up for 0.03, 0.02, some of them. This is a long-term hold and a long-term project, but they're going to introduce staking and all the things that all the other projects have right now. This project is coming. It's just a big project, and they're just taking their time and getting it right. So I'm picking up these whenever I can. Whenever I see something good around, I've got loads of offers on for 0.25 right now on some rarer ones. I love the ones with the wolf armor. I just think they're cool. So I'm holding like 5 right now. There you go. So I've probably got a bid on those ones with wolf armor.
This one?
Yeah. Probably got a bid on that. But it will be probably only shown on ME, Magic Eden. But when you can start staking these for their token, I just think these are going to pump.
Maybe. I mean, I still can't get my head around the mechanics of how a lot of these games are going to work and whether it will be play to win or what the motivation will be to get
There's
to it.
loads of ways they're going to introduce. There's loads of ways around it. The more I research about it, the more I find. So yeah, you might have some like marginal advantages, but the big one will be you'll earn the token faster by having a rarer item. So you don't have a huge advantage battling somebody else, but when you do win, you win more. So yeah, but staking and stuff, as soon as they start introducing staking on any project, and I think you can just get in so early right now. I think these minted for like 1 sol, and they're now picking up rares for like half a sol, or legendaries for 1 sol. I think
so it's very low risk then if you just pick a couple up and forget about it for a few months, isn't it?
$100 you pick up 4, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe I'll dip my toe into that then.
Yeah. I like it, and I loved Age of Empires, and it's going to be that type of game. There's going to be land sales, so that, if you've got like 10 of these and you're staking the token, hopefully you'll have enough to like buy a decent chunk of land when the land sales come on. You've got to think like potentially years down the line on this. So for a couple of $100 now, that could be a fortune in 2 years, right? What if you get land in this place and this game kicks off?
It's pretty high risk. I mean, a lot of stuff has to go right for that to happen. But then it's a typical crypto asymmetric reward, isn't it? If you do get it right, you could do 10, 100, 500x if it's spectacularly successful. So
yeah, and this is backed by Fractal. I think Fractal might be a little bit smaller than I realized, because there's not a huge amount of volume that I see go through here, and some of the videos that I watch, which are brilliant, really great interviews. Justin does them himself, and they got like 7 likes.
Are they on YouTube?
Yeah.
I think it's such early days. Like I think Justin's gone in and
it's mad.
Identified something that's going to be a big area, and it isn't that big yet.
Yeah, so. I can't believe it. I mean, I own like eight Fractal NFTs, and I just think they're going to be
some
huge
more as well. Actually,
I think they're just going to be huge one day, but might be wrong. But yeah,
so if we just briefly remind people what Fractal is, that's this site, which is it's a gaming crypto site basically.
Yeah,
buy NFTs.
It's an NFT marketplace, an NFT launchpad, and it's an NFT drop itself, 100,000 Fractal snowflakes.
So I bought a few more of these. I got relatively high-end ones, and the more of these you have in your wallet, you get airdropped minting tokens and other things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is something. If you want to just buy something for 0.22, keep it in your wallet. You may start getting airdropped stuff, depending on the specs of the Fractal that you get whitelisted. Whitelist tokens dropped to certain projects.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, blue ones are the most common, then the red ones, then the purple ones, then the yellow ones.
How do we look
so
at the difference?
They're called factions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's the hexa? What's the floor there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at the moment they're giving out a lot of whitelists for hexa and penta only, which is the purple and the yellow ones.
So that's the most expensive, right?
The yellow ones, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, penta's 375 floor. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I mean, I got quite a big rarish one. I paid 7.
Do you have a hexa?
No. I'll get one. If they go to like 7, I'll definitely get one. I said I'd get one at 15, but I just think they're going to go a little bit lower.
There's one at 15.5 and the next one up is 17. But then maybe you want to get ones with higher spin and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's just getting brutally expensive.
I'm kind of hoping these go a little lower. If I can get one for under 10, I think I'll find it hard not to buy one for under 10. If it looked like that, yeah.
It's unlikely that the price is going to collapse, isn't it? So the risk probably isn't that high because you could always sell it again. Maybe there isn't much of a market and it will take a long time to sell.
I just feel like this is going to be... So they're already running Twitch streams on play-to-earn games through Fractal. So I just think this has got to be the way to go, right? This is going to be like the Twitch of the NFT space.
This is... briefly, some background. There were some projects called Sol... What was it? It's not Sol Cards. Sol Socks had a card. and there's
Soul
another
Pass.
Soul Pass, and you bought these NFTs for a few $100, whatever, and you're supposed to get regular stuff airdropped to you. As I've commented in the past, that's completely unsustainable business model. You give them a huge amount of money, and then they're just incentivized to rug. These fractals, this is a proper sustainable way of doing what those cards are trying to do, because this is a full ecosystem. They're making money through their marketplace and their launch pad, and they're making money through secondary sales of fractals. So because there's 100,000 of these, this is a sustain. So if you do hold one of these, this could be like a Soul Pass or whatever, but you will actually regularly get airdrops, and it might just be a whitelist token, and you may have to spend more money to buy something. But this is a proper sustainable business model. This is really cool, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, follow the Fractal Radio. They have great interviews on there. They're really, really good. Loads of content.
Or?
Yes, it's their YouTube channel. Yeah, it's active on Twitter as well. But yeah, they get. I think it's just a little bit smaller than I actually thought. Because I use this site every single day. It's just great. It's the smoothest one. Never fails. Nothing ever fails on this. It's so solid.
In terms of volume, I think Magic Eden is at least 10 times bigger, though, right? But this is special.
Yeah, way more than that. Yeah, like that, maybe 1,000 times bigger. They're just not much goes on here at all. This is gaming specific, right? So there's no PFPs on here. It's only play to earn. But yeah.
Cool. All right, on to the next one. Let's move this along. Piggy Sol Gang.
Piggy Sol Gang. Ah, what a roller coaster it is.
PTSD. I've got PTSD with this. I don't know about you.
So these are back. Right.
Should we do a quick primer on the history of these very quickly? Do you want to do it, or shall I do it?
Yeah, you go.
Well, I'd say we've got PTSD. These came out about 6 months ago, a bit more.
Yeah.
They said they were going to share a percentage, maybe 100%, I don't remember, of the sales. 10% or something of each sale would be shared.
Yeah, it was 30% of all the transaction fees on Alpha Art will go to the owners.
That's it. So people aped into this. I think I bought my first one at 10 because we thought, we're going to get a share of the transaction fee. The problem was their marketplace wasn't used by very many people, so it wasn't a lot of money. And because the SEC in the US said that, or they interpreted what the SEC said in terms of NFTs being an equity, they just reversed the decision completely because they didn't want to get sued. So everyone was left holding these NFTs, wouldn't give them any income, and the price collapsed. So I got in at 10, which at the time was like $2,000, went down to like 2, and now
0.7. It went down to 0.7.
And now it's ticking back. So that looks really bad. I mean, if you were a very cynical person, and I'm not saying this, you could say that they orchestrated the whole thing so they could just earn a load of money and walk away with the cash. I don't think that's what happened. I think this was genuine.
Yeah, it absolutely was genuine. They felt bad about it. I was in the Discord at the time. These guys were working night and day and not sleeping and stuff. I fully believe that they had all good intentions.
Yeah, so do I. But it could look bad to the outside.
Yeah.
But anyway, these are for a change. These are starting to tick back up again. With this, there's a few projects that we thought might be, if not dead, just low key, low volume, that are starting to tick up again. This is one of them.
Yeah. So I'm really, really happy about this. So the team has changed. So they've got a new team involved now. They have changed it back. So if you own a Piggy Sol Gang male pig, you do get 30% of the Alpha Art,
which is $2.50 a day, split between 1,000 people, I think, wasn't it? Something like
it's not very much. So they've got a whole new marketplace coming and new tools and stuff like that. So let's see. Long term,
isn't it too late now? Hasn't Magic Eden just won that?
Well,
because you have network effect.
We've got Magic Eden. We've now got OpenSea. You've potentially got Coinbase coming in as well. They're going to have to do an unbelievable job to get any percentage of the marketplace. But let's see what they do. The fact that they've still got a lot of people backing it, and they were one of the launch partners with OpenSea, bizarrely. The longer it's gone, the more I like the art. I wasn't a massive fan of it at the start. I think it's
You've
just
got
somehow
one with the crown, haven't you?
I did
That's
get
actually
one
on
with
the stream now. So that's
yeah. He's yeah. So I mean, the floor on the crowns have been at 22 for a while. I don't think anyone's bought one.
Yeah, you can put something on sale at a certain price. It doesn't mean someone's going to buy it.
Yeah, I haven't seen one with a crown sell for a while. I got mine at 2.5 when everything was really, really low. I just thought, well, why not? Yeah, so these are coming back as a PFP with utility.
What's the,
Let's
well,
see.
utility that, you know, is debatable whether it's worth anything if very few people are using the market. So why do you think this has gone up? Is it Ethereum people coming in and reviving old projects, or?
Yeah, it's had it's been shilled on Twitter quite a bit, and there's been some people come in and just swept the floor with it and just become a Piggy Sol Gang whale. And it's there's a lot of influential people on Twitter who are shouting about it. So it's gone from 1.75 to 3.5 over the last 2 days. I think it might be a little lower now.
Well, this is Alpha Art. What do you think about buying this on Magic Eden versus Alpha Art?
They are for sale on ME. Absolutely kills the devs that anyone is selling Piggy Sol Gang characters on ME, because they're not getting the royalties. So it doesn't really make sense, right? If everyone, I suppose it's some awareness if it's on Magic Eden, but you don't get.
If the price is better, the price is 3.42 on Magic Eden. That's 3.2 on Alpha Art.
All right. Well, there's a bit of arbitrage there.
So the reason to do it on Alpha Art is if you have a pig staked, you don't pay any fees. Is that it?
No.
You get a share of the fees.
Yeah, you get a share. It used to be if you sold something, you didn't pay any fees, but now they've changed that. So now you get 30% of all the revenue per week from Alpha Art.
But so just selling your own pig then isn't going to make much difference to that, is it? So you don't really have much of an incentive to use it yourself.
No, because you can't stake your pig while you're selling it. So
well, no, even if you have 10 pigs, there's no reason to sell one of them on Alpha Art, really, because that's such a tiny percentage of your profit share you're going to get. If you can get a better price on Magic Eden, you might as well just sell it on Magic Eden. Right?
It is at 3 sol, but if when you start getting up to like 30 or whatever,
but the revenue share you get is going to be, if you're one of 2,000 holders, it's going to be 1/2000th of the,
and it's only 30% of that as well. It's really small, right? So you sell your pig, and 2% of that are the fees, and 30% of that goes to the DAO, and that's divided by 10,000.
Yeah. So this
really
model
small.
would be
5,000.
great.
Sorry,
if a lot of people used Alpha Art, this model would be great. But as an individual, you're not going to make 1 cent from your sale of a pig, probably. But if 100,000 people used it, you'd make a nice income. Yeah. But let's see how this goes. They're ticking up.
So there's something.
They've seemed cool. They've had some cool ideas. They've been unlucky or made some bad decisions.
They've got some history, right? Which is cool, right?
They're working at it. They're genuinely trying to do cool stuff, which goes a long way as far as I'm concerned.
And I just think that I can see this going. I know this might seem extreme, but I can see it going to DeGods level, because DeGods were around for ages, doing like next to nothing. If someone comes in,
I didn't know that about DeGods.
Yeah, they minted in October.
So 21. Why did that suddenly explode?
They just were building. And then a bit like Bored Ape, right? A few influential people come in, start picking them up, start shilling them on Twitter, and then dust gains value. And if they start having some kind of piggy token, which they were talking about for a long while, I can't remember what they're going to call it in the end. It wasn't Piggy or it wasn't Oink. I can't remember. But there was a vote. We voted on the coin name. I can't remember. So. There's other stuff coming up. I just think these have got potential to go like 50 sol plus.
I mean, it's another one of these asymmetrical bets. You bet on 10 of these, and one of them 1,000 X's, you're golden. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so anything else in here? Let's move this along.
Well, move to the next one, because it's following on. So we've got the Piggy Girl gang. So these doubled overnight. These were 0.4, and they've been 0.4 for about a month. And I mean, I like the art on these as well. I love the fact that there's female versions of it. There's not enough of that, in my opinion. We want to bring more. Girls are going to come into the space, and they're going to want their PFPs as well, right? They want a male PFP. So the next thing that they've been talking about for so long is breeding. So this is where it could get interesting, right?
Is this going to be live video breeding, or is this going to happen behind closed doors as well?
Yeah. That would be a YouTube channel worth subscribing.
I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but
Speaking of which, like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, everyone, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any views on any of the stuff that we're discussing, please comment down below. Let us know if you own any of these projects.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there's breeding, right, then they've got piglets, and I think people could go crazy for those. And what utility could the piglets have? Like maybe that's something new. So maybe you do stake those. Maybe there's a game involved. Oh, there is a game. So there is a game that someone else has made and they've used the Piggy Sol Gang character in it. So I think people just somehow are attached to these.
People are really into pigs as well. Mm-hmm. Some people really like pigs.
Yeah. So I just think I didn't want us to have an episode without mentioning, at least one of our early episodes without mentioning the Piggy Sol Gang. They've been around. They're notorious. Let's see where they go.
Brilliant. Okay, on to the next one. In fact, that kind of reminds me, I'm not going to bring it up now, there's Solana Money Boys. I really like the artwork for that. And there's also Solana Money Girls now. And Solana Money Girls have really been pumping in the last
I didn't know the Solana Money Girls was coming. I've not got one of those. So, yeah, there's so many projects.
Have you got a Solana Money Boy?
No.
I was very tempted to get into that. I was waiting for it to go down. I love that artwork there. Okay, let's keep this moving. Magnum AI.
Yeah. Wow. Did this pump this week? So
this is a pun based on the 80s TV show with Tom Selleck, Magnum Pi.
Yeah. They don't really use that in any way.
No, but it's kind of got a manga cartoon thing that's got nothing to do with it, which is weird.
Yeah, weird. But I loved the art on these. They were major hyped when the mint happened. Didn't have whitelist, didn't mint them. They went straight to 3 Sol, and I thought, okay, I'm not getting in at 3. And then a few weeks ago, they were just on the front page of Magic Eden. So I thought, I'll have a little look. And I remembered how much I loved the art. And I was picking them up for 0.7.
I think I bought one at 1 or something because they were going to be listed on OpenSea when OpenSea started selling Solana stuff.
Ah, okay, yeah, good.
I don't know if that was anything to do with your decision.
No, I don't think so. I just picked up 3 because they were points. I've got 1 at 0.7 and 2 at 0.8, I think, and just thought I'm going to get 3. Rule of 3. Then you can sell 1 for a chunky profit, and then hodl 2 until put it in your moon bag until it reaches a limit you're uncomfortable with gambling on. So I just love the art. The Discord was quite quiet, but they were doing some cool stuff, doing some cool like adverts and little trailers and stuff. I just thought they had something about them. So I picked 3 up, and then nothing was happening. So I just staked them for a couple of weeks. And then 2 days ago, I pulled them out of staking, and I earned like a little bit of their token. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head. And then suddenly they had a couple of adverts, or trailers, I should say, one about the Bored Apes, and then they've done one for DeGods. I think in the next tab. Did you get the Twitter tab open? Yeah, if you scroll down, just play that. Play any of those. Yeah. That one. It's halfway through, but yeah, it's halfway through for some reason. But so it's like a DeGod trailer, and they had a load of retweets, and then the DeGods community got involved.
So this is a trailer for a game, and the game's going to be released, is it?
No, it's not even a game. There's no game, not yet.
So
but I think there will be.
Is this?
This is just a little like trailer. They're just like messing
why
around.
would this make people buy something? Just because it shows they're doing some work?
They just kind of not affiliated, but they did this DeGods little trailer, then shilled it to the DeGods community, and they loved it, and they just got involved and just pumped it from 0.7 to 6.
So it's just some of the sheen of DeGods kind of.
Yeah. So their idea is to build their community, is do these little trailers, then spam the Twitter and Discord for like an hour or whatever, just just flood it and bring awareness to this.
But they would have to have got the okay from DeGods. Presumably, DeGods agreed to this
Oh,
beforehand.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Not sure. I mean,
Well, otherwise, how could they share it in the DeGods community?
because you just
Or they just pick it up organically?
you go into the Discord chat and just start shilling it. They have shill channels. You can do it in there, and you can go onto the Twitter feed of every DeGod owner and just start commenting on their stuff with this little trailer. But it seems to have gone down well because they've gone up so high, and their intention is to do this more and more. But the guys behind it are just cool. There's something cool about the nearly all the art is sick. Like
Got a real sort of, what would you call this, 80s or 90s, 8-bit, 16-bit kind of vibe?
It's kind of got a 90s vibe, but also 80s. It's a bit weird. It's kind of like the games of the 90s that were influenced by the 80s.
Yeah, so you've got the synthwave 80s background, but then this character's a bit sort of Bitmap Brothers 90s kind of thing going. It's cool, yeah.
So you can stake them. You have at the moment you have to lock them up, so you can't. You lock them up for a minimum, I think, of a week. A maximum of 4 weeks, and you get more tokens. Like the more you get a higher rate per day, the longer you stake for. So, I mean, I'm probably going to restake my other two now because I've no intention of selling these until they hit like 60 or 600. Just
I like
keep
the
them
optimism.
No, I've made my profit. If they go to zero, I've made $500 in this project.
Yeah, I bought one at 1 and sold it at 4.8 or something, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, these are the ones I would have picked up these for sure. For anyone subscribed to NFT Shake, we'd have definitely been picking these up. They were right on the price point. They peaked at 3, then went down to 0.6, 0.7. I mean, the ones I picked up at those kind of price points were all of them in the top 300 rarity. So I could have picked up loads of other ones for less, 0.5 probably.
So do we know if it's what they're going to be used for eventually?
No, not yet. But this is like a lot of these projects are just once you've got a community, that's it. They get involved and then it starts to go. And this one's starting to go.
I think Famous Foxes is a good example of this. I think it might just be one developer. He's just been doing interesting stuff constantly, and it just sort of builds momentum over time.
I mean, this little character is like pretty funny. The guy who's creating the trailers is really talented, and there's some humor in there as well, which I really like. Yeah, it's a cool project. I'm really happy for him. I'm glad it's gone well. Yeah.
Okay, on to the next hot pick.
Right. So this is new.
OK
This hasn't
Bears.
minted yet. This is really, really new. Yeah, OK Bears. And this has given me Cats on Crack vibes because the roadmap is sick. The artwork is on par, I would say. Cats on Crack. Maybe not as cool. Maybe not quite as cool, but it is
Quite clean.
Yeah. It's not screaming at me like, oh my god, these are so sick. I absolutely have to have one. But the roadmap is cool. The way they're going about their business feels strong. So you click the blueprint.
So is that the roadmap?
This is basically their roadmap. This is like a cool way of doing it. There's tons in here. If you click through each one, there's just loads going on in real life exhibitions, real life meetups, real life events, merch. It feels strong. I think they've got a good marketing team behind this. So I think they want to make it a big brand. I don't think it's going to go like Cats on Crack crazy. Like
maybe it'd be more like Famous Foxes, just slow burner that ticks up.
I can see this going to 7 to 10 Solana, and I've no idea what the mint price is yet. But I'll be trying to get a whitelist for it.
Do we know when mint?
No, nothing on that yet. It's all the website. The roadmap has only just been launched, but I've got a good feeling about these guys. It feels strong. You can get in the Discord still. I think it's worth joining the Discord because they could close it like Cats on Crack did.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, worth getting in because that's where you find out when the mint is and you get the details of it. So, nothing much to say on it yet, but just an early shout. Try and get in the Discord. Try and get whitelist. I'll be buying whitelist probably unless they do like a wallet only whitelist, which will be annoying. But I'll be desperately trying to pick at least a couple up at floor when it hits marketplace.
So I think when we've been rugged in the past, it seems like years ago now, it was often just a half-assed collection of worms or something, which was just a load of profile pictures, or maybe they look nice, but you didn't get the impression there had been tens, hundreds, or thousands of hours of time put in to do something like this website. Like, it was, looking back on it, it was pretty half-assed. Someone had just paid a designer to design 10,000 PFPs or whatever, and then rugged it. You can't really do that anymore. Like, I don't think many people would fall for that now. Like, you kind of have to do. I mean, maybe this isn't that much work. Maybe this could be faked. I'm not saying that this project's going to rug. I'm making more of a general point here. But maybe, it seems like the amount of work you have to do to make a credible project now, it's so big that rugging is almost not an option because you put so much time in. You might as well actually do it for real.
Yeah, and it always surprises me when projects are being successful and then they rug.
Yeah,
because
why not just run with it?
Just continue because of the secondary sales, right? You get 10. This is the beauty of NFTs. You get 10. Every single one you sell, you get 10%, 5%, whatever percentage you put on it.
I think there was a high-profile case recently in the US where people that rugged a project got caught by the FBI and are now going to go to prison probably.
Yeah,
so,
great.
You've got a carrot and a stick there. It seems like rug pulls are way less common than they used to be, because you've also got people checking identities, teams are doxed, stuff like that. But anyway, no, that seems like a good development.
Yeah.
NFTs are getting a bit more mature. Here's just a quick look at Cats on Creck. Someone got into it at 16. That's now down to 43.8. Do you think you've missed this one now, or would you get back into it? Would you get into it?
If I saw a really sick one for like 32, I'd probably go that. I'd probably get one.
Not 33.
But no.
Got to be 30.
I mean, in the late 20s, like for sure. But I saw such a sick one for 18 and didn't have enough in my wallet, and then it went for like 17 within a few minutes. But this was weeks ago now. I can see this going to 100. Like,
but as we say, stuff goes in waves. So these kind of blue chip PFP projects, if they really do get into that DeGods territory, they're probably gone. Like the Solana Monkey Boys, was it Solana? Solana Monkey Business. Stuff like that is, the floor is so high on those, they'll probably always be blue chips. Will this get there? Maybe. But yeah, maybe you'll have an opportunity to buy it cheaper.
If these do, what I can see these doing is a 3D avatar for the metaverse, and that would just be so sick to have one of these cats in 3D strolling around portals downtown, in one of the other metaverses, whatever. I just think if they do that, they will absolutely moon.
That would be pretty cool.
So I really want to get one before that happens. I want at least one really sick 3D avatar. Yeah, and I haven't got any.
Yeah, me too. And there's not many options at the back. We'll do an episode on this. Not many options available.
Yeah, it's a gap in the market.
So Tombstoned. Something else I got into. This is another one of the blue chip PFPs. This is still relatively cheap. Seems to have a pretty good community. Would you get into this? Do you think? Or
no, I'm not like a big fan of the whole like stone vibe. It seems to be so massive on Solana. And I know I'm into Metawana, but it's not for that reason. I just think I'm going to make some money off it. So, but these ones, I couldn't. Nah. I think I did try to get whitelist, didn't I? I can't remember now. Yeah, I did. No, I bought two whitelist tokens, but they were fake ones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Got screwed. Yeah, made a mistake. But yeah.
Okay, and finally, let's wrap this up. We've got Meerkat Millionaires Country Club. This is something I got into at the same time as Piggy Sol Gang about 6 months ago. I think I bought at 4 or something, and it's been around 2 for months. This has suddenly started pumping. It's up to 8.5 now. I bought another one at 3.5 because coming back to here, I was looking at although ironic, I was looking at the floor price and the volume and the direction it was going, and it started to pump from like 2.5 to 3.5. So it looked like it might keep going. So I got another one, and now it's up to 8.5. This is another profit share play. In the Discord, they were saying that the original developers have left now, and now it's a community project or something, and that's got something to do with White Pumped. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
No, I haven't got one of these, but yeah, that's happening more and more, and it's being left to basically like the Discord community to run these things. And it's surprising me they're able to do it, but it seems to be working because it's working for this, it's working for Piggy Sol Gang.
Yeah, so just some interesting stuff happening.
What's that laser, the one with laser eyes? How much is that?
8.5.
And the one with 3D glasses?
These are all around 8.5.
Anything with a Christmas hat, I think is a terrible, terrible decision. Unless you get a Christmas present, for having one dressed as Santa, there's no point.
Because it's not relevant for most of the year, you mean?
Yeah, it's just who wants to you want it for one day or like 1 month of the year where you have that as your PFP, but no, I don't want. Yeah. When we do a drop, there won't be any Santa outfits. That's for sure.
That sounds logical. Right. Anything else, or shall we wrap it up?
Only this wasn't financial advice. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. There's loads of alpha on Twitter. Post stuff all the time.
And our Twitter is at NFT_Shake, which you can see on the screen now.
Yes. There's updates on the Solana challenge there as well. The Run It Up challenge from 15 Sol to $1 million, which is going to take me absolutely ages, but we will do it one day. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Great. Okay, guys. See you in the metaverse.
Bye, guys.